Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales, and I'm on my channel right now to talk about the abuse that I've been being put through because the people that are still involved in this, they just won't stop. And that's because the people that are still involved in this are the cruelest, most ruthless people here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. So since I've made the last video or even spoken on my channel, the stalking that goes on past my house has just not stopped. These are abusive men who just constantly stalk my home, and they are viewing illegally into my home. These men are viewing into my bathroom and my bedroom, as well as my living areas. My vehicles are also tracked wherever I go, and there is actually a microchip in my body where these people can watch my vital signs and track my movements as well. So even when I go out, I'm stalked by people that just come from every single direction. And that microchip has been put there by corrupt members of the health system so that this community could hold my life hostage here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. And like I said, it is the most ruthless and cruelest people that are still involved in this. These are people that have committed crimes. And what's gone on here in Campbelltown over the past 2 and a bit years now is a crime against humanity, not just me. It's a crime against the environment. It's a crime for all women. And there's extreme abuse of power going on here. The stalking has not stopped this morning. There's environmental crimes still going on here in Campbelltown every single day. Last night there was abusive men stalking my home, around my movements in my home, and it happened again this morning when I woke up because this device, this chip that's in my body that tells them when I go from sleeping to waking and waking to sleeping. This is so that they can have full control over my life. So this is what they've done. There's people out there that have committed serious crimes who don't want to be held accountable, so they're trying to keep my life hostage. My family are included. My family members are involved in this. They have stolen my life. They've stolen my children, my legacy, my inheritance from me, and that is why they are involved in this, and they have had corrupt members of the justice system help them do that. There's also a cop out there that has committed violent, horrendous crimes against women, and as far as I know, he hasn't been held accountable yet. That's one of the reasons. He used to be based around this area and also on the South Coast, and he used to be connected to my family. Well, he used to be connected to my family. So he's had control of my life since at least 2012. He's had some kind of control over my life and the things that happen in my life. And he abuses his power to stop me from getting justice. I also reported a pedophile to the Campbelltown police in 2020, and they have done nothing about that person, and that is because they wanted to put me through more psychological abuse. There's no one to help me here. The Campbelltown police are involved. They were out there stalking me again this morning. They've stalked me almost every day for 2 years. So they get out there and encourage it. They are the instigators of this. My family are involved. There's no one to call for help. And the landlord, St George Community Housing, is involved. The leaders of Campbelltown, there's certain leaders that are involved in this as well. And they abuse their power all the time. The other day, they track my vehicle when I go out. They track my movements and they watch my phone. These people, everybody can see my phone. Everybody. Anybody who's involved in this. There's hundreds of them. So when I'm out, they know where I'm going, what I'm doing. And the other day I was going to go to the library on Saturday and print out a document. So what you can do is you can set the document up to get printed out before you get there, so it's all ready for you. So I had done that, and then it was 11:10 when I arrived at the Campbelltown Library, and when I got there, it had closed, and it was supposed to be open till 12 p.m. That was because somebody abused their power and decided to close down the library before I got there. This is the kind of thing that they do. And they do that to try and cause me a fit of rage. I just got out of hospital last week. I spent another 2.5 weeks held hostage at the Campbelltown Public Hospital against my will. I shouldn't have even been taken there. And it was abusive police and abusive ambulance drivers and neighbours that set me up. And landlord, St George Community Housing, that set me up to be taken there. On that day, I had been put through some of the most horrific abuse in my home from these neighbours. The main one on that day was the predator that lives diagonally to me. This person is a known predator to women. He's viewing into my bathroom and he's viewing into my bedroom, and he's been doing that for months and months and months. He can also control the air I breathe, because this is what the landlord has given him. The landlord has given him everything he needs to stalk and abuse a woman. Now, what do you think he's going to do? He's a known predator. He hasn't left his home in over 2 years. If he has, it's for like 5 minutes or something. He doesn't leave his home because he is addicted to stalking and abusing me. It's all he does. On that day, he had been breathing cigarette smoke and his breath into my home for days and days and days. And when it happens, it takes over my entire home. And that is because St George Community Housing has had someone get up in the roof and rig the range hoods in these 3 neighbours' homes so that they can abuse the air in my home. When they turn on their range hoods, whatever they put through them gets diverted into my unit instead of going out through the roof. Now this video is playing up, so I'm hoping that it's going to not be too bad so that I can continue. So it looks like it's okay. So on that day, he had been doing this for hours and hours on end, and that had all been set up. It was set up to cause me rage, and I wasn't in rage. I was screaming for help. I was screaming for help from the other neighbours around here because there's no one to help me. Most of these neighbours that surround me are involved in this abuse. They're also viewing into my home illegally, and they watch me be put through torture in my home every day, and most of them contribute. So they were watching this person. They were watching him do what he was doing, and it's like sometimes they all just go really quiet, and that's a part of the psychological abuse too, especially when they're doing this at night. So on that day, I had been driven to the point where I was screaming out in distress. Everybody knows that. If you watch my channel and you follow what I've been going through here, you would know that I say on these videos all the time that there's been corrupt ambulance drivers and police and neighbours and a landlord trying to set me up to be taken to the Campbelltown Public Hospital. I say it all the time to protect myself. I also have to protect myself against the fact that these people have gas stoves underneath these range hoods, and this landlord could take my life any night and say that I've done it myself. So I also burn incense sometimes, and it's a part of my spiritual practice to, sometimes I burn sage. It's just a part of my spirituality. And I make videos now whenever I leave the house, and I'm going to try and make them before I go to sleep at night too, just to say that, I've put everything out properly because I'm very careful with it all. So I have to make these videos just to protect my life right now. And even then, I don't know if I'm protected because with the police involved, corrupt members of the justice system and health system involved, they could just take my phone and wipe it clean. So there's absolutely no one to call for help, and this is why I need to raise public awareness of what I'm going through here, because this community here in Campbelltown that's still involved in this, they are holding my life hostage. They're holding me hostage so that they can get away with their crimes, and they're trying to do this forever. That's what my family's doing. The family that have stolen my inheritance and my life from me are living their lives, and while I'm going through this cruelty and abuse and being held hostage every day, and a part of it for them is it's like blackmail. It's like they blackmail me. It's like I'm being put through all this abuse and they're blackmailing me to go back to them. Like, you know, they want to see me get put through the abuse, so I'll go back to them because they want control over me. That is what they want. This is why they try and cause me sickness. They try and cause me to have a fit of rage, so I'll get locked up in a mental health ward. Or they try and cause me to have a heart attack or a stroke by just constantly putting me through abuse. Just any way that they can try and have control of my life. If I was to have a stroke or something, touch wood, I'm not going to, but if I was to have one, that would give my family control over my legacy. And this is what they want. So that's why they do nothing to help me. They actually helped it all be set up, because the people that brought me up, they're not my parents. And I'm only just finding this out now. So my whole life, those people have been trying to steal. They knew the day that they adopted me, that they were adopting me for the one reason, and that was to steal my legacy. They knew what I was meant to inherit one day. So they've put me through abuse my whole life, and they just wasn't expecting me to still be here now. And it's the same with everybody involved in this. So it makes you wonder how many other people have gone through this in the past. So St George Community Housing, I spoke to the property manager the other day about the dust that the woman downstairs is able to send into my home through her range hood. My home's full of it again. I can feel it accumulating in my throat. My home is like it's affecting my health severely. I spoke to my property manager about it the other day, and nothing's still been done about it. I've spoken to them so many times. There's been times when they have totally ignored my emails. I mean, this woman sends dust into my home. You can go and look at my channel and see what she's done, and you see it falling from the roof, and it just falls from every part of my roof, and it fills my entire home. And I have a bag here full of it, and the bag is it's like this, full of it. So I collect it, and I've been collecting it for over a year now. So I've got that proof. Then St George Community Housing had to get a plumber out here to fix the drains in the bathroom. And I was saying to them, look, this woman's sending dust into my home. I'm pretty sure that is what is blocking up your drains in my bathroom. And they didn't want to have it. They were saying, oh, no, it must be hair, or if it is your hair, like, you'll have to pay for it. Anyway, it got that bad that my bathroom was flooding, so they had to eventually call a plumber. And when the plumber come out here, he fixed the drains, and when he was on his way out the door, I said, oh, what did you get out of the drains? And he said, oh, it was a big clump of hair. And he had a bag in his hand, and I said, well, can I have a look in that bag, please? Because I'd like to see it. And then when I had a look in the bag, it was a big clump of dust. So the plumber was trying to cover it up. St George Community Housing don't answer my emails about the dust. Why? Because they're hoping that this woman can just hurry up and suffocate me to death with this dust, because she sends it in over me as I sleep overnight. So it's attempted murder every single time she does this. This woman downstairs, she's got to be one of the cruelest, most ruthless women. She is. She's the most cruelest, ruthless woman I have ever had to deal with in my life. She takes bribes from people to do this as well. She takes bribes from businessmen and women in the area to abuse me. And she just doesn't stop. She's always sending this dust in. I'm forever cleaning it up. And I'll have to do it again today, because it's just through everything. It goes through my bedding. It just goes through everything. It blocked up the plumbing. So anyway, I took a picture of what the plumber got out of the drains, and I actually showed the property manager that. I showed the property manager. I showed him the dust falling from the roof. I showed him this bag full of dust, and I showed him what the plumber got out of the drains, and he still didn't want to acknowledge it fully. And I'm telling him, I'm standing there telling him how much it's affecting my health, my nervous system, my lungs. I don't know if it's cancer causing, and I can't move. I can't move for the simple reason that it's corrupt members of the justice system behind this and the health system. So it doesn't matter where I move to in Australia, it's going to continue, or at least New South Wales. So it followed me from the south coast to here. So it can, it doesn't matter where I go. When there's corrupt police and members of the justice system and health system involved, they can follow me anywhere. So this is why I need urgent help right now. These people are trying to kill me. They're trying to abuse me to death. And there's no help. So that's why I got to that point the other day where I was screaming out for help. But I'll tell you what I had gone through to get to that. And it's obvious on my channel. You can see on my channel what I've been through. So, yeah, and yesterday, there's a person that lives over the back of me. Like, they might not be the one right directly there. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of neighbours involved all around me. He's watching into my home, one of them, and he's carrying out abuse around my movements. He's watching my phone illegally. So that's just an example. But there's plenty of people doing that around here. Yesterday, I had 2 women stalk me. I had emptied my bin, and they seen me do that in my home. I put it near my door. So they knew, because I have to go downstairs to the bin, they knew that I had to go downstairs to the bin sooner or later. These 2 women, I didn't go down there for about an hour. Like, I did up the bag and I just put it near the door, and I thought I'll go downstairs later. And then it was probably about an hour after I'd done that, I ended up going down to the bins and putting it in the bin. And these 2 women stalked me then. And they had been waiting. They had been waiting out there for me to take that garbage bag out so that they could stalk me. So this is that's just an example of what I'm going through here. And then they shut the library down the other day on Saturday too. So they try and cause me a fit of rage. And there's still a fair few people involved in this. So I need urgent help. If there's anyone out there that can help me raise public awareness of this, please help me. And thank you to the people that are supporting my channel. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, I don't know if I would have made it through this far. And thank you to the people who aren't involved here in Campbelltown, because I know there are some good people still out there, and I know there's people out there trying to help me, trying to do everything they can. Thank you if you've listened to this video, and please, if you can help me raise public awareness of this, I need urgent help. Please contact me on the email that will be attached to this video, and have a good day.